A very warm welcome to our weekly program, The Race, where we bring you the very latest data from research conducted by Mark Data and African Response, all in the run-up to the important ANC elective conference that takes place in December. The program reflects views of those who voted for the ANC in the 2014 national and local government elections in 2016. Now this week we're going to look at the concept of leadership. What is it going to take to lead the fractured ruling party in 2018 and then to the general election the following year? What specific qualities do those seeking the highest office possess and also lack? Let's kick things off with resident commentator and economist Lumkile Monde. Welcome again, Lumkile.
Thank you so much.
Again, as we always do, just remind us of how the focus groups were interviewed and constructed.
We have about 16 focus groups in 4 provinces: Mpumalanga, KZN, Eastern Cape and Gauteng. And it's a group with a facilitator of about 4 people. And more importantly, we ensured that these individuals voted ANC, as you said earlier, but more importantly also, they're able to have an environment where they can speak freely and engage with the discussion around the ANC and the future at the conference in December.
And you were looking for a free-flowing conversation and hopefully lots of disagreement and argument as well.
Absolutely.
So let's focus now on this week's theme. Why did you choose specifically to look at the qualities of political leadership? Why is that front and center?
Well, in fact, what we've seen is that in the first 2 interviews that we've shared with you, the results, corruption emerged as a very burning issue, particularly at local level. Therefore, wanted to understand how do these respondents think it could be addressed, and therefore leadership as a quality became a center of discussion, and hence us discussing about what are they looking for in terms of leadership.
What was the tone and sentiment of that conversation? Were they concerned that real leadership, leadership with integrity, was in fact missing?
Well, in fact, they were very, very clear that, the current leadership in terms of delivery, specifically in ensuring that when they assume that responsibility, that they are able to follow the mandate that's given by the Constitution. Secondly, following it through by delivering on the mandate, if it's housing, but also jobs. So there's a huge feeling around nepotism that these respondents saw, and therefore leadership became quite a central issue of concern for them.
There are a couple of interesting points that emerged top line here. One is South Africa needs leadership that will serve the needs of all its citizens. Tick, I think that is a given.
Yes.
Uphold and protect the Constitution, exactly. That is able to tackle unemployment, as you've just mentioned. But the ability to act boldly is important. What does that mean, and where has that lack of boldness materialized?
In fact, what that means is really acting without fear or favor. So what these respondents were saying is that a lot of the favor that's been seen through nepotism tends to favor local narrow interests. So therefore, for them, it's very important to have integrity. It's very important to have leadership that cares about society as a whole, but more important also acting decisively on national issues.
Why is there a failure to act boldly or decisively then?
Well, in fact, that question, in their response, was that because of the corruption that they've seen and the nepotism that have cropped up within the ANC itself has made people compromise. As a result, they cannot move forward and act boldly in the interest of the country, in the interest of what the mandate has been given them to do.
All right, that then is the brief overview. When the race continues, we're going to look at the broad principles of political leadership and also how to achieve unity and how leaders need to make tough policy calls. This is The Race.